Captain Mr. Sanjeev Vakil. And Mr. Sanjeev Vakil, of course, needs no introduction. What a wonderful institute is running, HIMT, with I think all the courses. But there are, Mr. Sanjeev Vakil, you have got two very vital courses here. One is the VICT, which is focusing on the trainers. And the other is the AECS, which is focusing on the assessors. Now, although STCW has got distance learning and has got e-learning part of it, but with this rampant online mode, do you see any lacunas particularly in these two important training programs? Mr. Sanjeev Vakil.
Thank you all. Thanks for this particular session to MTG and Honorable DG and additional DG who probably are not here. But then, Dr. Bharadwaj, as you specifically asked me on the VICT and ACS course, which are for the trainers and the assessors. So let me take this across from the past to the present and the future of the training for trainers itself. So basically, the past, there was no formal training at all for the trainers, assessors, till STCW came in. And then when STCW 95 came across, and that's the time TOTA, the course called Training for Trainers, Training for Instructors, Training for Workshop Instructors. There were three courses which came in as per the IMO model course 6.09, and also DD Shipping personally modified this Training for Instructors course, which is 6.09 to 3 parts: Training for Trainers, a 10 days course, 72 hours, Training for Instructors separately for 5 days, and Training for Workshop Instructors for 5 days. So that's how the course came in. And it was continuing till the STCW 2010 came in, that is the present. In 2010, what came in was it became mandatory that even the examiners, since you asked about assessors, training for trainers and assessors, a part of assessment was included. But when it came to the present scenario of STCW 2010, the internal and external examiners also had to be undergoing some training for the examination of the students, of the seafarers, which are going across. So that came across as per the IMO model course 3.12, wherein the guidelines came across. And the complete thing changed in 2018. 2018 is the time when I remember when the new guidelines came, the whole training for trainers changed to VICT, and AECS course came across. This few guidelines which came across, I'll just show you across on the screen so that it's easily understood. So we got on a VICT course, which was a total 60 hours course. It is today 60 hours as per the training circular, and the IMO model course 6.09. AECS course, again, if you see 38 hours are the theory, and activity is 32 hours, a 70 hours course, and training for simulator training. So these three courses which have come in for all the training institutes, faculty, and surveys from MMD, classical societies, external, internal examiners. So what I would like to emphasize here is the activity hours is something which is more than the training hours, whether it's a training for trainers course, that is VICT, or in AECS, almost 50% of the course is just based on activity, and that plays an important role. And that's where I like to come across. Today, the whole thing in case of simulator course, yes, in terms of simulator training, there is no issues because part of it is simulator based. So coming across to the training itself, when I can go across basis on this, all these courses have been based on regulation 1/6 of STCW in compliance to that. And as you also specified clearly that code B also speaks on distance learning and e-learning. COVID has come in 2019, but STCW was having a foresight way back in 2006 when STCW was getting revised, and by 2010 amendments itself, distance learning and e-learning was a thought process, and it is a reality. It just accelerated when COVID came in. It accelerated the whole process of having online and e-learning done across. Many institutes were doing it in the past, including HIMT. Also, we started almost 4 or 5 years back, 2016, 17. We tried to start this particular courses online as value added. But nevertheless, it came across handy when this course came. And exactly as you rightly said, 16th of March, DG Shipping issued a DG Order 2 of 2020 when all the institutes came to a halt. And I think 31st of this March itself, in 15 days' time, DG Shipping inaugurated the first probably value-added course at HIMT. And of course, the training circulars came 19, then 20. From the month of May, we started coming on online training. And there have been challenges, no doubt about it. But every challenge has an opportunity also, I would say. And as regards, since we are specifically talking on the topic of HTCW and in terms of AECS and VICT, I would just say the syllabus of VICT should include more on online learning tools, techniques of online teaching, online platforms, remote servers, cloud storage, online assessment tools, etc. In addition to various other topics, like I could say that there are various different video conferencing platforms which we all came across. We have seen video conferencing platforms like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, WebEx, GeoMeet. We all, everybody started experimenting and we all got this across. But along with which, the one thing we didn't change is the training aids have not changed. Still, I think the faculty are not updated or upgraded to use training aids like AHA Slides, Kahoot, Mentimeter, Quiz. It could be probably Greek and Latin to few of them, but then for sure, it's unfortunate that we faculty or the trainers have not got acquainted to that particular part of it, and that is where the gap is. So the VICT course, if we start using this, what I showed across, I'm sure that training part would not have an issue, whether it's online or offline. In fact, when you go to an AECS course also, the topics, AECS basically online is equally effective when compared to physical classes in a classroom. Because in a physical classroom, what you have is when you're making into groups, you have disturbance between one group to other group. But when you have an online, I think it's more advantageous, wherein different breakout rooms are there. You could have 4 or 5 breakout rooms and still there is no disturbance between one group to other group. So I would say the course like AECS and VICT online has basically made these courses more effective. Of course, there are few parts in VICT which like contact of with the students, keeping eye contact and body language. Those things are missing now, but nevertheless, those parts of it will come back. And in fact, if you see on AECS, also the challenge would be to how to formulate questions and assignments during online classes. That's one more thing which will have to be revised and brought across. We now see that online conduct of orals in case of MMD and DG Shipping, a candidate sitting in applying in Chennai MMD for a, say second mates, he has been appearing at his home from Delhi and examined by one surveyor, MMD surveyor who is sitting at Calcutta, and one more external examiner from Mumbai. So this thing would not have been possible in the normal thing, because every time we said that, okay, we have to read these chocolates of this particular surveyor and go if I'm going to this, which is not the case now. So it is certainly improving the quality of seafarers also, because the seafarer doesn't know who is going to be online, and basically, technically, he gets prepared himself well. So I think this is one more advantage which I would say. And simulators, I am sure that, yes, ARI is working on it. I am hearing about that you are going to have sometimes simulators coming across in addition to the orals, where MMDs probably will install simulators. And that's, I think, the way forward, so that the students also are effectively assessed on simulators also. So proctoring is one more thing. Proctoring of softwares, many are coming across, eye tracking softwares are come. One more way of assessment is open book examination, which probably has been there for long at leading universities globally, including WMU, World Maritime University. And recently, we have seen that IMU also is in the process of introducing the open book examination for the end semester exams. Just about 2 weeks back, there was a meeting, and I've been given to understand that they are also trying to start open book examination, which probably would be effective. So we have seen also the proof of BES, Board of Exit Exams, have been doing this exam for almost a decade, wherein the MCQ pattern, online exams for GP rating. A GP rating has been doing, or a class 4 engineer today goes through an online, and it is proved to be successful. It's in addition to, okay, of course, we have oral examination practical. So the major challenge now will be the faculty upgradation. So the learning environment has changed with the inclusion of online training. there's a need for the faculty to change. So we should have probably faculty mandatory programs. We have upgradation course for everybody. Seafarers, but why not a faculty? A faculty should undergo an upgradation course every 5 years, because he's the person who's teaching the seafarers, and if he doesn't get upgraded himself or herself, then the system fails. So that should be an upgradation program. Of course, now online, many of them attend. We have been meeting more often, various webinars, and I think we are upgrading. But then this could go instead of mandatory, it could be some credits of attending such sessions. If that is done, then probably this upgradation is required. Otherwise, it would not be great for the industry. So as part of many of the other things, AI is one more thing which is coming across. So AI, psychometric assessments, etc., could happen. So to conclude, I would like to say that VICT and AHA syllabus is to be revised slightly, but the courses could remain online or a bit blended mode. Faculty upgradation, sure, it should be there if we have to improve the training as well as the quality of seafarers. And certainly, I'd again say to sum up that sincere appreciation DG Shipping for implementing this first in the world. Probably we set the benchmark. We do conduct courses of UK, MCA, and we have been doing library admission, other administrations, but India has been the first to implement online training and also exit exams assessment, which has been a good move. And I think the way it's working, I'm sure DG Shipping will take it to greater heights in the years to come across. I did see one question, probably, okay, that I'll speak across later on as regards what the other challenge could be. Because we right now have, by doing online, we have faculty from various parts of the globe who can now do a course of anything, VICT or anything. If a person is sitting at Germany, he can take class, and Singapore. There's a few advantages which is probably not seen, which probably I think seafarers as well as the industry, I think, would be benefited by this online. So thank you, Captain Bharadwaj. I hope I've answered probably to what you.
Well, no, very well done, very well done. And like you said, technology is a great enabler. The assessments, a written examination by DG Shipping, I believe the infrastructure is absolutely ready. They were about to conduct the pilot batches for written examinations, but then fortunately the COVID subsided and they are back to writtens. But infrastructure-wise, they are there. But like you said, the faculty to be enabled for online, I think keeping that in mind, even last year when we had the MTG last anniversary, there was a very specific focus on this very subject, and it was very well dealt with by MTG last year itself. Thank you very much, Mr. Vakil.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching.
Right. So.